Some Kentucky news that came through late last night. I kid you not, Cart. This is the last thing I saw before going to bed. I saw this on my timeline scrolling, head hit the pillow, and I said, yep, I can call it a day now. Mark Pope has put an offer in to Brayden Burries. Brayden Burries is a fast rising recruit. I believe 2025 kid, correct? Yes, 2025 five-star combo guard. Very fun player. Some sites have him as a 4-star. Some sites have him as a 5-star. I think 5-star is closer to who he really is. He averaged 22 points and 10 rebounds on some insane shooting splits, 50, 41, 77 shooting splits at Peach Jam. And he got a toughness to his game, too, that is just pretty fun to watch. Braden himself announced this offer by tweeting a throwback Kentucky logo with the cat scratching the big UK, and then tweeting a picture of De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk. And with that, I would like to officially declare myself a Brayden Burries guy for forever going forward. What do you make of Braden's game and the Kentucky offer?
Uh, First of all, I'm glad that you noticed the way he announced it because I also noticed the way he announced it, and I am in on this kid. Look, I I actually started watching him because he was playing for Strive for Greatness these past couple like AAU sessions and seasons, and he's extremely skilled. Like I think that though he's not a point guard, like I think he's a true combo guard. But at 6'4", he just he just finds a way to kind of get to his spots and score the basketball. And I think he does it in a variety of ways. Like there's some mid-range stuff with the way he scores. He's able to get to the basket as well. And he's super productive at every stage that he played at. Now, one of the interesting things that I got from his interview basically is that he brought up, and this is a quote from him exactly, that he wants to be a part of an NBA style of play wherever he goes. He said he wants to spread out, play fast, a lot of pick and rolls, and getting off on the rebound. So I do think that kind of gives you a better idea of maybe what schools he might pick off the list of schools that he has. Does that fit a Kentucky style offense to you, a Mark Pope style offense to you, or do you have to wait to see what it looks like this season?
Be around pros?
Just spreading out, playing fast, a lot of pick and rolls, and getting off on the rebound.
Um,
And they want to be an NBA style of play.
Most of that does. I mean, I don't know. They're going to shoot a bunch of threes and play very open, yeah. Like play fast, yeah. I think so. I think that's all right in line with what I expect Mark Pope to try and do at Kentucky going forward. But I don't know. I mean, it probably depends on personnel too. Like I think Mark Pope is a good enough offensive coach that he's going to mold things to who he has. But shit, you watch the film from the scrimmage. Kirk Risa was running a lot of pick and roll, and it looked fast, and it looked up tempo, and it looked like a lot of shots being made. I don't know that I would say it's. I mean, I guess that's pro style offense, but I don't know that what BYU ran last year felt very pro oriented to me, but that's because there were no pros on the roster. Like, if you had pros running the Mark Pope offense, doesn't it feel pro-y as soon as it happens? Like, it's just different when it's, Spencer Johnson and Dallin Hall and Jackson Robinson. But that's going to change in the near future, and it will change if Brayden Burries gets to Kentucky. I have a comp that I think you may hate, but
Swing.
here's what I see. I see extremely polished guard whose change of pace and control of tempo is arguably the best thing about him. I think he's going to get the description of combo guard, but in reality to me what that means, I think he's a score first point guard. I don't think you guys want this guy off the ball necessarily. I think he could play off the ball, but I think he's too good at navigating screens and too good at just body control and controlling play to have him off the ball. He's a point guard that is wired to score. He's a point guard that, to me, is going to be an elite scorer at the college level, given how polished he is. The only big question I have, would be he's not the crazy bouncy athletic guy, but the skill is supreme.
Mm-hmm.
He's a less athletic Jamal Murray.
Oh my.
He's a less athletic Jamal Murray. That's what I see. And Jamal Murray, one of the more polished, ready college basketball guards that I have ever seen. Jamal Murray, a guy that everybody wanted, ends up going to Kentucky, starts right away. The skill was supreme. He made it look easy. The navigation, the shooting, all of it was there. I see all of that with Braden. I just don't see the like, and I'll also dunk on your head every couple possessions that Jamal Murray had. But yeah, I am in. I'm very in on this kid and his game.
Yeah, I the one that came to mind right away when I first watched him, and I might also be falling victim to he kind of looks like the kid as well. Does he not give you a little bit of Trey Alexander vibes?
Yeah.
Play a little more
Yeah.
safe than Jamal Murray, perhaps?
Yeah. I don't know. Trey just like it sounds crazy, but to me, Trey was like a one move merchant.
Hmm.
Like he was just gonna get his little mid range and that was it. And it was unstoppable, it was unguardable. And Trey was a really good passer also his final year. But I don't know. To me, on paper, I think Burries projects as like a more versatile scorer than Trey Alexander and probably not the passer that he was.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I see where you're coming with the comp, like without the athleticism of Jamal Murray, but his game is it's really fun.
He is shaped like Trey Alexander though too. He's like what,
He-
6'6". So
yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
yeah, about that.
You think Kentucky gets him? I mean, this feels like one where it's like it matters to me that Kentucky offered.
I think this is one, it matters, and two, I hate to do this because I know Kentucky fans are gonna like this. Until like the Mark Pope era kind of like officially gets underway with like actual games, they still might be able to live off like the Kentucky nostalgia, right? Like the nostalgic part of Kentucky. Like you got kids that like they're picking it because of Kentucky former basketball players when technically those are Cal's players. But like these kids see these games, they like want to be like Jamal Murray, Tyrese Maxey, and those are Kentucky guys. And I think that Mark Pope can capitalize on that still for the time being.
Yeah, I think you're right. His first class is going to be really important. And to me, Brayden Burries being a part of it would be a massive swing for the future trajectory of where Mark Pope's teams are headed. But I think they should feel good. I think this is one to keep an eye on. And I think he would like honestly perfect fit. Like if he ends up in a Mark Pope offense, I like that for him more than potentially going to some of these other blue bloods that I think will have some of the AJ DeBances of the world or are
Mhm.
trying to get them. I want to see this kid in a first option featured type role. Maybe at worst second option. You imagine a world where like Jasper Johnson and Brayden Burries is your backcourt at Kentucky.
So much fun.
Goodness gracious. Cart, you know what I love about you?
That I'm handsome?
You're reliable. I can count on you. Honestly, you remind me of Aaron Henry a little bit. Remember when like, their back was against the wall, nothing was going right, and man just showed up every day. He didn't make excuses. There were no problems. There were just solutions.
Sounds like me.
That's you. And it also reminds me of Duncan Mechanical Solutions, because if you're looking for quality furnace repair, look no further than the heating and air experts that you can trust. Comfort and quality are their standard. They're an HVAC company that serves Northeast Indiana and Southern Michigan, whether it's heating and air conditioning, plumbing, kitchen and bath remodeling, or emergency services when you need them most. Duncan Mechanical Solutions has reliable service that you can count on. Cart, remember when your basement almost exploded?
I remember when my basement almost exploded. I remember when my furnace itself was acting funny. I remember when my AC was acting funny. I wish I had Duncan in my back pocket. I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been anywhere in northern Indiana or southern Michigan that hasn't been perfectly cool or perfectly warm, depending on when the day called for. And that's because of Duncan Mechanical Solutions. They are the presenting sponsor for the month of July. Shout out to Duncan Mechanical Solutions. Go to duncanmechanicalsolutions.com to learn more.